The Nazis invade Poland on the 1st of September from the west, the Soviets on the 17th from the east. Within 3 weeks, Poland ceases to exist. The Nazis will annex the western part, the Soviets the eastern part, and the central lion's share will be Nazi-occupied Poland. Okay? Something like 250,000 Jews.
I lived here 5 years.
Okay. Okay. So listen carefully. About 250,000 young Polish Jews, either single young men and women or newly married couples, fled into the Soviet zone, and they formed the core of that 300,000 that survived. Why young couples or young men and women? Because they have no attachments. I'm married, I have children, I've got a business, I'm not going to go into that black hole. Do you understand? This is important, just understand. Now turn your attention to these 3 strips. Okay, it's spread out, because these are some of the most important photos for your use in the entire museum. Okay, and I'll tell you what the subject is to deal with here. The subject to deal with here is how come the Jews, and fill in the blanks, didn't run away, didn't fight back. Okay? The Nazis arrive in Poland. They meet a different kind of a Jew than the Jews in Germany. The German Jews had German names. Most of them were not religious. They looked just like the Germans. You had to put a yellow star and rename them to identify who's Jewish in Germany. But when they enter into Poland, they meet a much larger population of religious Jews and many ultra-Orthodox Jews. People who look like the caricature, that they're the propaganda. And when they see the living caricature, they begin to kill them without orders, going berserk in the streets. And you notice in the central strip here, the object of the humiliation and the murder here are going to be what we'd call today Haredim, ultra-Orthodox Jews. Okay? Let's stop. Let's say, for sake of argument, this is my father, minding his own business, walking down the street, and after this they kill him. And I'm 20 years old, and I have courage and I want revenge, but I have no weapon. Go home to mom's kitchen, take out a kitchen knife, and I stab the first Nazi I see. Okay? They arrest me and all my siblings, take us to the town square.
They kill all the family.
And they're going to collectively,
Collective punishment.
they're going to collectively kill us in front of everybody. This is a very effective way of deterring people from acting. If I know any action I take, they're going to kill my entire family, I'm going to think 10 times over. Let's stop for a second. It's now November 1939. Poland has just been conquered. Has mass murder begun yet? The answer is no. My understanding at this moment is, as a Jew, I have 2 choices. Choice number 1, fight back and definitely die. Choice number 2, hold on to life till the Allies win. Every normal human being chooses option number 2 at this moment. I'm fast forwarding exactly 1 year. It's now November 1940. I've been placed in the ghetto. My quality of life has collapsed, but mass murder has not begun yet. And I still think I have these 2 options. The tragedy was, if you were Jewish and you were caught in the Nazi occupation, you were going to die. And the options were not if you were going to live or die. It was how you were going to die. Okay? And this was the big tragedy. Let's stop for a second. I mentioned the entrance that 2 to 3 million non-Jewish Poles were murdered. And 4 million Russians, non-Jews were murdered. Did they fight back? You have no idea because you don't know, you never heard of them. The answer is no, they didn't act differently from the Jews. Evidently, the shock that you're going in and killing deliberately a civilian population, plus the collective punishment, froze every population facing with this challenge, froze all of them. And ultimately, the Jews are going to fight back when it's way, way, way too late, when they understand that fighting back doesn't mean living. It means just fighting back. It will take a very, very long time. Therefore, I'm saying to you, this is one of the more important places to stop and have this conversation, because it's going to start to enter people's minds. How come the Jews didn't run away? How come they don't fight back? And so on and so forth. Okay, we have to keep this in mind. All right, let's continue. I'm not going to stop as we're walking. Just please notice here.